What's up, ladies and gentlemen? just got finished. I just got finished teaching. So, isn't this beautiful? All the sweats. If you weren't there tonight, we did a new song, and I wanted to say, when you guys learn this choreography and you get it down, work it. Because if you work it, it will work you. Oh my gosh, that was intense. That was really good, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I wanted to talk about something, and I think I can't remember if I share it. I get confused on what I share where, so if I'm repetitive forever or redundant, just give me a break. Cut a sister some slack. But what I wanted to talk about is I cut my hair, and I know that I haven't worn it down so you guys can't see it, but you probably saw the picture from this past weekend. I cut my hair, and I put the ponytail. You have to cut off. I did the Pink Heart Funds, and they're local in the state of Mississippi, and they do wigs at 100%. So if you've ever thought about donating your hair, I really encourage you to look into an organization. You might have a local one that will make wigs and donate them for free, 100%, to patients. I'm talking cancer patients. And that's something that I've always wanted to do and just never, couldn't get it together enough to do it. I don't know. But it took years to grow my hair as long as I needed it to cut it. Pink Heart Funds, they don't care if your hair is colored or processed, which my hair is not, but you do have to give 10 inches, and then you just put it in a ponytail, and you cut it, and you put it in an envelope, and you send it to them in a plastic bag and all that kind of stuff. But as I sent it off this morning, or yesterday afternoon, I put it in the mail, I thought to myself how, the sense of satisfaction that you get when you complete something is really hard to replicate anywhere else in life. I feel like, we're all walking around and we're incredibly stressed out by all the stuff we have to do and all of our obligations in life. And we all got our stuff. We're all stressed out. We're all busy. We all got stuff to do, okay? What you will do yourself a favor is if you just do the things in your mind that you want to do. I hear routinely from people, usually women, that don't do the things that they want to do. I'd love to take a trip to France, and they never do it. Either because of fears for, getting on an airplane, going overseas, I don't know, but my point is that they never do the things that they want to do. They would love to take a class. They would love to learn pottery. They would love to play the guitar. They would love to take voice lessons, swimming lessons. They would love to learn to knit. They would love to paint. They would love to, go on a sailboat or ride a horse or whatever. But we get these to-do list items in our head of things that we want to accomplish, and we never do them. And if you don't think that that's adding to your stress in your life, you're sorely mistaken. When we continue to add things to our to-do list of things that we don't ever accomplish, or maybe we do it halfway and we never complete it, something happens in our brain. Those things never go off of our to-do list. So we're just continuing to add things to the to-do list that never gets done. Add to that, when we have created a life, because we have created that, we have created a life of all these undone things or all these unfinished things, and we begin to develop a bitterness because we look at other people's lives that are accomplishing all these things, and this is where some hate comes from. If you have desires in your heart to change your body, maybe it's that you've never really been able to get the diet on point. You've never been able to dedicate yourself to the workout. But you see other people who are doing that, and there's a part of you that you just are so jealous of this person, but you hate them. You begin to look at their life, and it's this, oh, look at her over there, just blah, 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 blah. And it's because we are discontent and we are bitter for our own doing of things that we have never completed or never started to do in the first place. Do not live your life in a pattern of continuing to do things or not do things, or starting things and not finishing them, and then blame everything else around you because your life is not what you want it to be. Your life is what you make it. And yes, sometimes we get a certain set of circumstances that are crappy and we can't change them, we can't do anything about it, and sometimes we just get the bad luck, you get the short straw. You draw that in your life. But here's the thing, you can put other things in your life to help you cope with that or to make it better. If your life is not what you want it to be, you need to do everything in your power to change it. I was reading an article today that was talking about cancer and how we largely look at cancer as this thing that we have no control over. Either you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. And obviously we know the biggies, like, don't smoke and don't ingest a lot of chemicals and use sunscreen and all this kind of stuff. And we read all this kind of stuff, but largely people would agree that it's just something they have no control over. Same thing with all these chronic health conditions, heart attacks, diabetes, heart disease in general, you name it. People largely look at this stuff that these are outside of our scope of control, but that could not be farther from the truth. You have control over your life. And if you don't think you have control over your life, I would encourage you to sit down and really dissect your life and see what do you have control over. If there are things that you've always wanted to do and maybe you're not doing them because you're scared or because you don't feel like it's the right place, it's the right time, you have enough money, let me tell you, it's never going to be the right time and you're never going to have enough money. But I will tell you this, it is for sure, you are not getting out of this life alive. None of us are. And you got a limited amount of time to do the things that you were put on this earth to do, and you don't know, if you don't know what your purpose is, you can't discover your purpose until you put yourself out there. I will tell you, until I started to put myself out here and I just accepted myself as the crazy person that I am, that God created me to be, and I just kind of decided, you know what, forget trying to pretend that I'm going to be anybody else. I don't know who I'm trying to be. I'm just going to be myself. The right people came into my life and good things started to happen. I was done with this pressure to conform to what society wanted me to do, or these people, what I thought these people wanted me to be, and things just continued to get better. You don't know how scary it is to make a video and put yourself out there, but I do it because I continue to get positive feedback from people saying, yes, girl, I needed to hear that. None of us truly we all have our unique thoughts, but are we really all that unique? Probably not, because whatever you have felt at some point in time, somebody else has felt something similar. And I would be willing to bet that so many of us that walk around feeling like we're awkward messes, everybody else feels that way too. You have a tremendous gift that the world needs to see, and you're not truly going to uncover that until these desires of your heart, these inklings in your head, these nudges from above of telling you, hey, wouldn't it be fun to go on a sailboat or to ride a horse or to learn to knit or to learn to paint or to learn to sing or whatever. Those nudges are nudging you in the right direction, and you should do those things. You have an obligation to yourself to do those things so that you can discover the parts of yourself that have been uncovered and are waiting for you to find them. I feel really convicted about this today, or not convicted, but just inspired, I guess, because I feel like there's so many people that live their life in regret, and at the end they say, gosh, I wish. Do not live your life like that. At the end of all this, when you get up to heaven, go to God and say, I did it all. I used it all. I used everything. Just trust. Just trust. If you got an inkling, take one step in the right direction to make that happen for yourself. Best thing you'll ever do. Best thing you'll ever do. That's it. All right. Y'all have a great night. Maybe I'll record in the morning. I don't know. Who knows? I love y'all. Peace out. Keep it classy. Bye.